Hi, it's Janine Turner, and welcome to Front Porch Philosophy. How you doing? Let's go retro. Don't we need it? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, what do we do at Front Porch Philosophy? We take a deep breath. Are you ready? Isn't it wonderful? Hey, so I will tell. Where'd my article go? Here it is. I'm an actress and I'm many other things. I've launched a foundation and all that jazz. Give speeches all over the country, but I'm not a professional philosopher. So disclaimer there. We're going to have some really fun philosophers this week, but I wanted to start with this article that I read in the Wall Street Journal because I think you'll find it really amazing. Of course, we love our smartphones, but there's been some research on the effect that it's having on us, and I thought I would share. If you have a child or a student or a grandchild or a niece or a nephew or someone that's still in school, these are really fascinating facts. It's an article written by Nicholas Carr. And it says that they did some studies. All right, first of all, it talks about the fact that our blood pressure goes up and we have anxiety just when even if we have it on vibrate and we hear it ring or the mental, spiritual, and emotional and physical, did I already say that, impact that these phones are having on us is really, really amazing. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit with you and with our kids. I give over 20,000. I've given speeches all over the country and reached almost 20,000 people, and a lot of them are students. And I speak about the United States Constitution in a nonpartisan way to these kids. And when they walk in without phones, it's amazing. They pay attention, they listen, they respond, they're there, Kids that come in with phones kind of handy or it's a completely different ball game. And of course, if they're looking at their phones, forget about it, right? I can't believe there are classes where they allow their students to have phones. I find that pretty incredulous. And this is going to back that up. This is an article from the Wall Street Journal. 520 undergraduate students at the University of California, San Diego took a test. The first group were told to leave their phones outside, not to bring them in, on the desk. Let's see, the first group, well, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so one group was told to leave their phones outside in another room. Another group said they could have their phones on the desk, and another group said they could have phones in their backpack. And afterwards, what they found is that the kids that left their phones in another room scored the best. The kids that had their phones right there scored the worst, and the kids that had the phones in the backpack were sort of in the middle. But what was interesting is none of them thought that the phone was affecting them. So a lot of this is subconscious, which is really interesting. Then they did another test in the University of Arkansas in Monticello, and they found that the kids who didn't bring their phones into the classroom, are you ready for this, scored a full letter grade higher than the kids who left their phones, the kids who brought their phones with them. A full letter grade higher, the kids that didn't bring their phones. Isn't that amazing? So that's really fascinating. And it goes on to talk about, it says this wonderful thing in 1892, William James was giving a speech. He was a psychologist and a philosopher. And he said, the art of remembering is the art of thinking. And they're talking about the fact that we think we're smarter now because we have all this information at our fingertips, but actually we don't retain it because we're not having to think to retain it. It's just being fed to us. There's no sort of reasoning. And to me, that's what philosophy is, and that's what cultivating conversation is. It's a form of reasoning that then helps us to remember. And I liken it to phone numbers. Remember how we used to remember phone numbers? I did, at least. And now I don't remember anybody's phone number because it's right there on the phone, and the phone dials it, and I don't know the numbers. I can still remember phone numbers from 20, 30 years ago that I had to remember because I had to think it and I had to dial it. And I do that a lot of times with addition, subtraction. I'd rather do it myself and use my brain than use the calculator. So we're allowing these things to think for us, and in the process we are losing cognitive power. And that's what this is talking about, in the inability. It says even the art of conversation, if the phones are right there, even on silent, we're wondering what's going on these phones, so we're not really engaged. So I think that you and I are pioneers in the field of reclaiming our cognitive power. What do you think? Yes, spread the word. Teach your kids, teach your grandkids, teach your niece and nephews, teach the community. All right, tomorrow we're going to talk about philosophers. And by the way, I have my God on the Go inspirational minutes weekdays. They're posted on my Facebook and my Instagram, Twitter, but they're also at my, what's it called, the YouTube channel. Janine Turner's Front Porch Philosophy channel. That's where all these are archived, and where all of the God on the Go's are going to be archived as well. So, and eventually they'll make it to podcast. But I think we're getting there. But anyway, so subscribe to the channel, listen to the God on the Go, and of course, thanks for touching base for the Front Porch Philosophy. I hope you have a blessed, wonderful, philosophical, conversational day.